Hi everyone, this is ARRANTIDE from ARRANTIDE Gaming, and in today's video, we're gonna go over my Biscuit level 130 run. Afterwards, we're gonna go over the gear I use, and all the tips and tricks that I can give you in order to be successful in the Abyss Gate, and how to survive and how to thrive. Okay, now that we've gone over the gameplay and you've seen some of the tips and tricks that I use in order to get through the map, we're gonna go over a few do's and don'ts really quickly, and then we'll get into gear, what I use, how you can get to like the highest levels, um, and go over some tips and tricks as well. So a few things that you're gonna notice within the gameplay is that I'm always kind of moving around, so sidestepping. I don't stay stationary and just shoot everything. This does help kind of throw off the enemies. It also keeps me alert. If there's any kind of auras or debuffs or anything on the floor that I need to be aware of, like the firewalls and things like that. It will help me stay clear of those things. So, my first step is, always be moving around. Don't stay stationary. Use your movement skills. If you have any kind of, immune to freeze, immune to stun, those things are great because it keeps you from going stationary and taking all the hits. So it's great for survivability. Um, yeah, that's tip number one. Tip number two is going to be to work on your defenses. So you can take a look at all your defenses through the stat info. So um, pretty much everything in here is important. There's nothing that kind of stands out more than from something else. So it's not like you should prioritize one over the other. It's mainly okay. So now I've hit the cap on armor. Now I'm going to move over to hitting the cap on dodge, and then I'm going to work my way onto capping, my resistances and dampenings and everything else. So as you can see, my armor is very high. I've worked on all my resistances. All of the dampenings are maxed out, and then you have dodge, perfect dodge percentage, critical dodge. This part is very important. So, attack block expertise for most players are very difficult to get, especially if you're not a shield user. So, there's a couple places where you can get, attack block expertise. One is through your Lacrima, Rune Master levels. I highly recommend to get the Rune Master levels because this is the easiest way to get your attack block expertise. If I can find it. Yeah, resist. Okay, here we go. So you can get 200 flat and then 10% block chance. So very important to get those numbers up because it's another layer of defense for you. Okay. After that, I mean, I really don't think stagger recovery is a must, but I still haven't maxed out. Other things that you can be working on getting status effects that will help with your survivability. Your bleeds, burns, chills, shocks, venom, stun, wound, freeze, blind, and bind. Now be mindful that after a certain level in the Biscay, they do become immune to all the status effects and things like that. So still good to have because you can utilize some amps in your Rune Master level and some Zodiacs. Be mindful of that. Now, with that said, let's go take a look at our attack damage and things like that. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice is that once you get inside the Abyss Gate, your stats are going to be dramatically decreased. So, for example, your attack damage is going to be completely tanked. You'll see at the end of the gameplay footage that my attack damage is way lower than what it's showing right now. So, with that said, there's a few ways to kind of counteract these things. One is prioritizing things that are going to be less reduced and less affected by a biscuit. Like, for example, physical damage is not as affected as attack damage, so a lot of people focus on physical damage over attack damage. Now, it doesn't mean that that's going to be your go-to thing for everything, but having high flat damage, whether you're an element or you're a physical build, or a dot build, those are the things that you can focus on that are not going to be as affected. Of course, you have your attack speed that you want to have capped. You have your attack hit rate or spell hit rate you want to have maxed out. Your crit rate and crit damage is very important. Your maximized damage chances, those are you want to have that at max as well. Mine is maxed out. You just have to look at the skill first. So yeah. With that said, there's also, your penetrations that are super important. You want to have, your armor penetration up. And then doing different types of damage is important as well, because you can build different energies. In my case, I like to have basically all the different types of damages, so physical, fire, cold, lightning, poison, chaos. And with that said, just make sure that when you are going through the Abyss Gate, that you're upgrading all of your gears at the same time. So for example, make sure you're leveling up everything to whatever level you're at. I know it takes more time and it's a little bit, difficult to focus on anything other than your attacks, which is your weapon, your rings and necklace. But the more your gear is the same level as the Abyss Gate level that you're attempting to, the easier it becomes, because each level is going to reduce your stats, and it makes a huge difference. And so for example, if you're doing an Abyss Gate 30 and your weapon is 29 but everything else is 10, you're gonna struggle. Even, like, let's say if your armor level's up, you're still not benefiting from that extra HP that you can get, the extra extra effects that you get from all of your gear, your element resist, your chaos resists, even things such as recovery potion effects, strength, things like that. So make sure when you are going into Abyss Gate that you're spending the time to level everything to the level that you're attempting. Even though it's going to take you longer, it will become way less frustrating. And one of the things that keeps players from being able to get through the levels is that they lose focus after a little while. With that said, thank you everyone for watching this video, and hope to see you on the next one.